Good evening, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing some diagnostics on the first version, I don't know. The first MSD atomic EFI to come out. There's the second one out now. This is the first one. Been on the car since roughly 2017, so just about 10 years. So it's been running really erratically lately. Sometimes it will act like it's loading up on fuel, even though the EFR gauge says 26 to 1. And then sometimes it will do the exact opposite. It sounds lean, starts doing some backfires to the intake, even though the air fuel gauge says, 10 to 1. So it just kind of seems to do the opposite of what the computer's trying to do. It's like it's trying to overcompensate or something. Either way, big cam, engine burns a crazy amount of oil. So I'm guessing that it just killed the O2 sensor, and I'm gonna do the classic method of just unplugging the oxygen sensor, forcing it to run an open loop, and seeing if it runs better and consistently. The sensor costs $161 and some change on pretty much every website that I looked at. Summit Jegs, and I think Speedway may have had one too, I don't remember. Either way, it's an expensive part, and I don't really want to throw parts at it unless I have to. I don't really, it's not OBD2, I can't plug into this thing, so just kind of doing the best I can with the stuff that I have. Alright, it's on the passenger side here. I'm hoping I'll be able to actually get to it. Let's see. Wow, I laid down in the perfect spot. Oh, no way. I can get to it easily. Let's see, I think it's a flippy plug. It is. Yeah, there we go. Now it should come apart. There we go. Haha. I'm only going to do this as little as possible because, of course, now these contacts are exposed to dirt and water and rain and all the other fun stuff. So I'm only going to do this temporarily. So oxygen sensors can fail it if you put power to them and have them out of the exhaust stream, because the exhaust stream actually cools them. Believe it or not, they get that hot. So this having exhaust flow but no electricity, to my understanding, should be okay. I seem to have already lost my keys. We're off to a great start. Classic bonehead move. They were in my other pocket and not my kangaroo pouch on my sweatshirt. I've done more intelligent things. Alright, turn the key on. Nothing weird there. And I'm assuming that this should say, there we go, 1 DTC and diagnostics would be a good place to go, right? That would just make sense. I think my button on this thing is starting to go bad. No sensor. And now it says okay for wideband. Okay. That's weird. Whoops. Now it says 0 DTC. AFR 14.7. That is really interesting. So I'm assuming that it's in defaulting to that because it's not there for the fuel map. However, that should still say 1 DTC because it's straight up unplugged. That does not seem like a good design by MSD. I'm gonna go back through and make sure I have my setup correct. Yep, that's fine under power brake. Let's see if it says DTC now. Well, It's weird that it says 0, but at least it knows. I want to drive this around and get it warmed up a little bit before I really beat on it, and we'll see what happens. So far, the drive has been successful. It has even not blubbered as much off of stop signs as much. Wow, that didn't make sense. It has not blubbered taking off from stop signs nearly as much. It still kind of does it, and I'm assuming some of that's just big cam behavior. We'll see if it does it here. This car goes by. Yeah, you can hear it, not really happy, but it clears up. Well, I suppose that means I get to go buy a new one. Yippee. It is 2 days. I don't remember. It's a couple days later. I have an oxygen sensor ordered. I cried a little bit. It's kind of expensive. Either way, it's on the way. But I'm going to do another drive with the sensor unplugged to see if it's going to continue to be consistent and non-reactive. So, cold start here. I'll show you here. 48 degrees, engine coolant temp sensor right there on the left. And it seems to run fine. All right, let's go. Oh, the thing's attacking me. We're gonna do another test to see how well it runs without the oxygen sensor. We'll see how well it does a burnout. You know, for science purposes, of course. Oh, lots of cars. I can't do it right now. I'll just go to... All right, just got my new O2 sensor in the mail. Maurice. Maurice, do you approve of the oxygen sensor? What about you, Froyo? Mayonnaise? Mayonnaise. You don't like it? Okay. Must not be cat approved. I am giving myself a personal challenge. I have just ordered a pizza. It is currently 12:30, so at 12:45 I will have a pizza with my name on it waiting for me, and I need to change the oxygen sensor in my Thunderbird so I can use it and test drive it to go get my pizza. So I have one of these fancy, this is the wrong kit. I'm scared to open it this time. It's gonna be the wrong kit again. Nope, that's the right one. Okay. So, now that I'm done being dumb, these are specialty sockets specifically designed for removing oxygen sensors. You can see that they have slits in them to get around the wire so you can get on the sensor and get the most possible contact area so you don't strip the sensor out. Because of course an open-end wrench is only going to have 2 points of contact. So I'm imagining I'm just going to be going with Old Faithful here. It's about the only one I really use out of here. Hard to do with one hand here. But we'll slip that over the wire and then make sure it's the right size, which it is. To my knowledge, most oxygen sensors are all pretty much the same size. So I'm just going to get a 3/8 ratchet on this and there. Something I do want to mention too is that new oxygen sensors come with anti-seize on the threads already. So I do recommend keeping the plastic cap on here until you're ready to actually install it. So in a lot of cases, you can just unthread these by hand once you break them loose. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't work. Before I get too carried away, I'm also going to compare the end of these plugs, which they look identical to each other, so I should be fine. Oxygen sensors don't need to be real tight, they just need to be snug, because you do want to be able to get them off later. And in my case, 10 years later, when the oxygen sensor fails again. I need two hands. And there we go. Nice and secure. And I'm ready for a test drive and ready for pizza. I even had time to go inside and wash my hands. It is currently 12:45, exactly 15 minutes. So this pizza should be ready by the time I get across town. Let's hit the first start. Should give it a chance to prime. Oh, immediately the reading is so much more steady. Well, this is gonna be pretty good. Yeah, it transitions into park throttle here. It's just buttery smooth, like it was when I first put it on 10 years ago. It drives so much better now. Well, assuming it stays like this, I'll have no more desire to pull this system off. This fuel injection system made the car go from 8 miles a gallon to 13 miles a gallon when I first put it on. And so the fuel savings alone make it worth $162 for the sensor. So I'm really not going to complain all that much about it. It really wasn't all that big of a deal. And this thing is running absolutely fantastically. All the entire last year I was changing numbers and air fuel ratios and all this stuff, and it making no difference at all to be fixed by just replacing a sensor. Oh boy, there were some protesters over probably the Iran war, I would imagine. I don't know about politics, so I'm just gonna smile and wave. Pull the Madagascar penguin move on them. I just want my pizza. That's all I want right now. I did put gas in my station wagon this morning, and it was $4.50 a gallon here in the middle of Iowa. So yay. The hot restart At the drive-through window was perfect, not a problem there. Fired right up, idled, pulled out onto the street, floored it past the protesters to make sure that they saw me. And I'm sure they think I'm a huge idiot, which they're probably not wrong. But either way, I'm gonna call this a very successful win. Of course, if you like the video, please like and subscribe, leave a comment. I do enjoy reading them, and we'll see you in the next one.